When people talk about animated movies, they bring up either some really bad animated movies like the Ice Age sequels, any cheap animated knockoff movies, the not truly great DreamWorks films like Shrek the Third or Shark Tale, or even the Emoji Movie. But people do love to talk about the good side that most people care about in terms of animated movies, such as the good films from DreamWorks like Shrek, Kung Fu Panda, How to Train Your Dragon, any classic Disney film like Aladdin, The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, or their recent films like Tangled, Wreck-It Ralph, Frozen, Big Hero 6, Zootropolis, and Moana. But out of all the animation studios, there is one that remains the most trustworthy, and is what I consider to be my favorite animated studio of all time, Pixar Animation Studios. The studio that brought us our favorite animated classics, and they're the kings of CG animated movies, and their movies are hits with critics and in the box office. Well, almost hits on both. Now you're probably wondering, why am I talking about Pixar? Well, if you didn't bother to read the title of the video or looked at the thumbnail, I am going to be doing a marathon of the Pixar movies for the month of July. And I'll be talking about all the Pixar movies. I'll even throw in some bonus stuff like the Buzz Lightyear movie and cartoon series. I'll also cover their 2 TV specials, Toy Story A Terror and Toy Story That Time Forgot. I'll also cover the Pixar shorts as well. And then the Cars tunes and the Toy Story tunes. I'll even talk about the documentary called The Pixar Story, and ending things off with a top 10 list of my favorite Pixar movies. I won't be able to talk about Incredibles 2 in this marathon, as I am waiting till my birthday to watch that, and that's not until August, and this is in the month of July. I'm also not going to include the games as well, as there's way too many to cover, and I have a gaming channel for that matter. And I know I've already done a review on Coco, but I'll do this as a then and now thing. Think of this marathon as Doug Walker's Disney-cember or the Eddsworld fan movies Eddsworld recap. But this time it's on Pixar. Then again, Disney-cember had Pixar in it, but it was mainly on Disney, so this time it's only going to be around Pixar and everything they've created. Well, almost everything. So, without any further ado, I proudly present to you all the Pixar Marathon. So let's begin things off with Pixar's first movie being marked as the first ever computer animated feature film ever created, Toy Story. Released on November 22nd of 1995 in the US and March 22nd of 1996 in the UK, Toy Story was a huge success as it helped Pixar out with their troubles they had before and during the production of the movie. Not only did it make a lot of money for Pixar, but it was the highest grossing movie in the 1995 box office, even though most countries got it in 1996. It even won an Oscar for Special Achievement, and it was nominated for Best Original Screenplay and Best Original Musical or Comedy Score. Now, what's the plot to Toy Story? It's about toys that come to life when no human is in the room or in the area. Andy loves playing with his toys, and he has a great imagination and always loves to play with his favorite toy, Woody Pride, played by Tom Hanks. One day, Andy's mom decided to throw Andy's birthday party before they had to move to their new house. This causes a bit of concern with the toys, thinking that Andy could replace them. So Woody sends the Green Army Men, led by Sergeant, played by the greatly remembered R. Lee Armory, from other classic movies like Full Metal Jacket. Rest in peace, good sir. Sergeant takes his troops to check out what Andy will get from his birthday party. It starts off with things such as a lunchbox and bed sheets. It wasn't until Andy's mom pulls out a surprise gift which reveals to be a brand new toy, and Andy brings it to his room and the toys get to meet the new toy, being a Space Ranger action figure named Buzz Lightyear, played by Tim Allen. Most of the toys think Buzz is really cool with what he can do and how new Buzz is to the standards of toys of that time. However, Woody has become jealous of Buzz and is worried that he'll be replaced, making Buzz the new favorite toy. Woody plans on getting rid of Buzz and causes the other toys to hate Woody and thinks of him as the bad guy. Andy and his mom go off to Pizza Planet, and Andy takes Woody for the journey, but was originally going to take Buzz. When they stop to fill up the car, Buzz appears, surprising Woody, and they both start fighting, but it causes them to be left behind by Andy and his mom. They make it to Pizza Planet thanks to the Pizza Planet car, and arrives there. They search around for Andy, and Buzz ends up in a claw machine with green aliens. And they come across Andy's neighbor, Sid, who shows up and takes an alien and both Buzz and Woody back to his house, which is next door to Andy's house. Now Woody and Buzz have to find their way out and make sure Sid doesn't torture the two, and Woody getting the trust from the other toys again. For Pixar's first movie, this was a great start to their movie making, which then starts with their track record of other great movies from the studio. An interesting thing is that this wasn't originally going to be how Toy Story was. Disney originally wanted the movie to be more edgy or something more for adults, and a piece of that version can be viewed online, and a little bit in the Pixar Story documentary. I think this version we got and know today is still truly a great movie, and I love the character development we get with Woody and Buzz, especially Buzz when he finds out he's actually a toy and tests this theory by trying to fly out of a window and falling, breaking his arm in the process. However, I think the moments with the other toys are a bit mean, as it's too much. They don't see Woody's point of view on the situation. I'd say only Bo Peep is the only one that gets Woody where he's coming from. I'd say Mr. Potato Head is the most meanest character in the movie, as he tries different ideas to bring Woody down and just let Buzz have the glory. He even shows a picture of him of what Woody's fate would be, which is basically him being hanged. That's pretty messed up. He's fine at the start of the movie where he doesn't like being played with Andy's little sister, or the fact that Ham doesn't get the joke he was making. I'm not saying I hate Mr. Potato Head's character, but maybe could have just given some time to think about the issues that were going on. The animation people back then thought was revolutionary for its time, but nowadays people see it as a bit outdated, even from Pixar standards to what they can do now, and even with how they've done the latest sequels. But to me, I'd say the animation still holds up as it did for its time. I will say, however, I don't like how the mouths look when they are open, or even how the human characters look. Ugh, they look a little creepy. It's not too bad, but it is very off-looking in the later years of reviewing this movie. I still think this movie looks great with its locations. The soundtrack still holds up with a great score by Randy Newman. He may be a joke nowadays for his style, but I've always enjoyed listening to the music he does in the Pixar movies, as they are really good stuff. So Toy Story in my opinion still holds up to this day, and it's still one truly animated classic for animated movies in general, and Pixar. If we didn't have Toy Story, animation and CGI would be dead. And if Pixar never became a thing, most people in this world would never exist. With a great story, great cast members, great characters, a great soundtrack, animation that still holds up to this day, for me, and is overall a great movie still, and one of many animated classics. If you haven't seen this movie yet, what are you doing with your life? I love this movie, I've seen it a million times already, and I'll see it a million times again. A perfect start for Pixar into the world of animated movies.